I work with Tiny at Young Audiences of Rochester, and he does storytelling workshops and storytelling performances for us, K through 6th grades. And the feedback that we get from the teachers, from the parents, even from the kids, is extremely positive.
Tiny's stories always kind of focus around helping each other out, cooperating with each other, you know, working together as a neighborhood or working together as a community. And the little kids really grasp onto that because they don't see Tiny as a teacher saying, okay, well, you need to be nice to each other. What they see is this great storyteller who's telling them an amazing story, and the lesson is something they're absorbing as something that's fun and playful, and it's just part of the story. So that's important. I think Tiny does a good job with that.
First thing that I noticed about Tiny was his amazing physicality. Doing nothing, sitting in a chair, he transported me to this whole new world.
Why bears have short tails? You see, long ago, on a cold day, there was a man who was ice fishing. Now, ice fishing is when you cut a hole in the ice, stick your fishing line down the hole, and try to catch fish. Let me hear you quietly say, ice fishing.
Ice fishing.
Now on this day, there was a man ice fishing, and he was catching big fish, huge fish, my gungus fish. And watching the man fish from the forest was the sly old fox. I'm going to get some of that sweet, tender fish. One way or another, I'm going to get some of that sweet, tender fish. Well, the man continued to fish. And like I said, every time he put that fishing line down the hole, he would pull out a fish that was bigger than the last. But it was getting cold, and the man said to himself, it's getting cold. I need to go home and get warm, and a basket for all my fish. I'll take half now and come back for the other half later. Well, the man grabbed half the fish, walked across the ice, and disappeared into the forest. The fox said, I can't believe it. This is my chance. And the fox took off running towards the fish. He stepped on the ice and he started to slide. Whoa! 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 Picked up the fish, pew, and took off running. Now, from far away, the fox could see Brown Bear. And the fox said to himself, I'm gonna play a trick on Brown Bear. All is free fish and a trick on Brown Bear. Well, the two met in the forest. Brown Bear said, good morning, Fox. How are you? Fox said, good morning. How are you? I'm doing fine. But I'm just wondering, you being a fox and all and not known for catching fish, how did you catch so many? Can't tell you. That's a secret. You can tell me, said Brown Bear. I'm your friend. Mm-mm, said Fox. A big family secret. Mm-mm. Please, said Brown Bear, please. It's almost lunchtime and I'm so hungry. All right, said the fox. I'll tell you how you catch fish. But remember, it's a secret. Now, you go out to the lake, see? You cut a hole in the ice. Stick your tail down in the hole. When the fish grab hold, you stand up and pull them off. It's simple. Shh. Keep your voice down. As simple as that? As simple as that. Well, the two shook paws and went their separate ways. That old bear went down to the lake, cut a hole in the ice, and stuck his tail down in the hole. My tushy is cold, woohoo! Well, the bear sat, And the bear sat. And the longer the bear sat, the colder it got. Then the bear said to himself, wait a minute. This isn't how you catch fish. That fox has tricked me again. The bear went to get up. He was what?
Stuck.
He was stuck. He called out to the fox for help. Fox, help me! Fox, help me! I'm stuck. Come on, Fox, help me out. I'm gonna get in trouble by my mommy. With no answer from the fox, the bear tried to get out himself. Nothing at all. So the bear decided to try one more time. With all bear might, the bear leaned back and the bear jumped forward and the bear had half a tail. And that is why, to this day, bears have short tails. The end.
I'm working on a book written by Tiny Glover. It's called Douglas the Fir Tree. Tiny brought an energy to the story that I wouldn't have been able to bring on my own. And I think the two together are a perfect combination.
Long ago, there was this fir tree named Douglas. Douglas the fir tree. Now, a fir tree is what they use for Christmas trees. Raise your hand if you've ever seen a Christmas tree. Those little green needles, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Well, Douglas the fir tree always complained about his needles. Each and every day he would complain. I don't like these little ugly green needles. All the other trees have leaves, but oh no, not me, just these little ugly green needles. Every day he would sit there with a big poo-poo face on. This isn't fair. I want to be like all the other trees. I want leaves. Well, one day, while Douglas was complaining, the voice overheard. The voice said, "Excuse me." "Who are you?" said Douglas. "Never mind," said the voice. "I'm here to give you 3 wishes. You can look any way you'd like." "Honestly, truly," said Douglas. 3 wishes? "Honestly, truly," said the voice. 3 wishes. Douglas said, "My first wish is an easy one. I want to be just like all the other trees. I want leaves." The voice said, "There you are." And for the first time, Douglas was covered with leaves. Wow. Look at me. I can't believe it. Finally, I'm just like all the other trees. I can fan myself in the summertime. They'll change color in the fall. I'll get brand new ones every spring. Finally, I'm just like all the other trees. Well, at that moment, 2 goats came walking through the forest, Billy and Bubba. Billy said, "Bah, look at that tree." Bubba said, "Yeah, lunch." And the 2 goats walked over and ate all the leaves off of Douglas. "What am I going to do?" said Douglas. "I have nothing but my bare branches." The voice came back. The voice said, "Douglas, you have 2 wishes. Use them wisely." "No," said Douglas. "I need something that the goats will not eat." "I have it," said Douglas. "For my second wish, I would like leaves made of glass." The voice said, "Are you sure?" "Oh yes, the goats will never eat the glass." The voice said, "There you are." And Douglas was covered with leaves made of glass. Whoa, look at that. They're beautiful. And the sparkle is magnificent. Well, he was right. The leaves were beautiful and the sparkle was magnificent. But you see, little ones, there was one small problem. There had been a gentle wind that had been blowing all morning long. That wind became stronger, and the branches on Douglas began to sway back and forth and smash against themselves. Soon there was nothing but broken glass everywhere. Whoa! Look at this mess. Who's gonna clean this up? There's broken glass everywhere. The voice came back. "Douglas, you have one wish. Use it wisely." "No," said Douglas. "I need something that will not break easily." "I have it," said Douglas. "For my final wish, I would like leaves made of gold." The voice said, "Are you sure?" "Oh, yes, I'm sure. I have one wish left, and you must grant it." "Very well," said the voice. "There you are." And Douglas was covered with leaves made of gold. Wow. Look at me. I'm solid gold from the tip of me to my roots. Everything is gold. I can't believe it. Well, the rest of the day passed. Nothing bad happened. Soon it was nightfall, and Douglas said, "Gold leaves for the rest of my life? Look at me. I'm beautiful. And I'm rich too. Finally, I'm happy." Well, at that moment, two thieves, two robbers came walking through the forest. They couldn't believe their eyes. A tree covered in gold. They ran over. They opened their sack and plucked every leaf off of Douglas. Threw the sack over their shoulders, and they ran through the forest laughing. "We're rich, we're rich, we're rich." Well, at that moment, in the darkness, all alone, Douglas started to realize some things. Wasn't so bad when I had my little green needles. I mean, once a year, they would decorate me beautifully in the forest, put big presents around me. No one seemed to mind my little green needles. My friends, the birds, would come and visit. No one complained except for me. Well, the voice came back, and the voice said, "I don't normally grant a fourth wish. But Douglas, if you promise to like yourself, if you promise to stop saying all those mean things about yourself." Douglas interrupted and said, "If I promise to understand that it's okay to be different from the other trees?" The voice said, "There you are." And Douglas was covered in little green needles and never ever complained about how he looked ever again. The end.
Tiny has a way of engaging the kids at their level, and there's a talent and skill that comes with a teaching artist and with a performer, but with Tiny there's that extra thing that you can't touch that is just innate in a person that has a genuine awareness, a genuine eagerness, and a genuine care for the work that he does with the kids.
And Tiny is just so good at bringing all of that to a kid level, to the children, to make them feel like they're a part of the story, like they're playing a part in the story as well. He's so animated. His voice is booming when it needs to be booming, and it's soft and delicate when it needs to be soft and delicate. And he just brings the whole story alive to kids. It makes their eyes light up. It makes them want to read more stories, see more stories, be a part of more stories.
The children can they can pretty much reproduce most of the things that Tiny Glover does in his productions. They're pretty good with the kiss, but when it comes to the eyes, no one can do it as well as Tiny Glover, getting the eyes to pop out of their heads. However, they can use words to describe it because they've seen it and they see what it makes them feel like when they see that.
Point to your heads. Let me hear you say common sense.
Common sense.
Will always help you.
Always help you.
Do the right thing.
Do the right thing.
At the right time.
At the right time.
Anansi the spider. A crazy, crazy spider. Always up to no good. Well, one day Anansi had this idea. He was going to steal all the common sense in the world. Well, if he stole all the common sense in the world, he would be powerful, he would be rich, and everyone would come to him for help. So, one day with a calabash, Anansi the spider set out to steal all the common sense in the world. And when the calabash was full, Anansi put a top on it. He put a rope around each end, took the calabash, put it around his neck, and he let it rest on his big, big belly. Then he said to himself, my, I must find a tall tree to put my calabash at the top of. A tall tree that only I can reach. Well, Anansi found a tall tree, and he said to himself, that's a tall tree. I'll put my calabash at the top of that tree. That way no one can reach it except for me. Well, Anansi tried to climb the tree, but every time he tried to climb the tree, the calabash got in the way. Boom! Boink! Doing, yoing, 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 yoing. Well, at that moment, there were two girls behind Anansi, and they were laughing. Kee, 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 kee. Anansi turned angrily. Who y'all laughing at? We're laughing at you, you silly spider. You can't climb a tree with the calabash in front. You gotta put it behind your mind. Well, Anansi couldn't believe it. Such a big piece of common sense coming from two little people. He became angry, took the calabash off, lifted it high in the air, smashed it against the ground. The calabash broke open like an egg, and little pieces of common sense went all over the world. And that is why, to this day, everyone has a little common sense. Not all the common sense, but a little common sense, and should use it every day. The end.
He's just been wonderful to work with. He brings this energy and attention to detail, every inflection of his voice, every part of his physicality, the way he moves, the way he connects with the audience is right on point. Just beautiful.
And you're comfortable, you know that he's got it taken care of. So if there's a kid that asks a question in the middle of a story, it's no problem. He's got it covered. He can continue with the story while making that kid feel like his question has been answered. So there's never an isolation or a pushing away of somebody that's just asking a fast question, but he's connecting so much that these kids feel like they're in, you know, at night and they're sitting together on their little bunk bed and they're reading a story and he's got a question, so they just kind of call out. And that's really special. We can tell that the relationship is there.
And what is that?
Huh?
What is that?
This is called a calabash.
What's in there?
Huh?
What's in there?
Let me see. Right now, a little piece of calabash. Because I sat on it by accident.
Let me see it. Or the little piece of common sense. I want to see a little piece of common sense.
I put it on the front seat of my car, on the driver's side. I was in a hurry. See, I wasn't using common sense, right?
I see where it goes.
You see where it goes? Right there, right? See where it goes? So I have to get some, I have to go to Chase Pickin or Lowe's or something like that.
So you could get, you gotta get glue.
Right. Got glue. That'd be a good t-shirt, wouldn't it? Got glue. Right there, right? And then you have like the glue oozing down.
Let me look in there.
Okay.
Let me see.
All right, 1 second, we'll pass it around. See? It's smooth. Now, you take a gourd. Who's ever seen a gourd?
Not me.
All right? You've seen gourds, right? Hold 1 second. You've seen gourds, they have little hooks on them?
Yeah.
Right? They come in different shapes and different sizes. In parts of Africa and the Caribbean, what they do is they clean them out, they dry them off, they let them dry, and when they get hard, they take like a sharp instrument, they put these cool designs on them, right? They take the top of the calabash, they make the top, it's all handmade. They take leather, right? Handle, and then they use them to carry water, food, personal belongings. So it could be like a little purse. In my case, a man purse. You know what I mean? Right? Or if water was far from my village, I would go collect the water in this and bring it back to my village, right?